During the mid to late 1960s, Eddie Błaszczyńczyk's Versatones were just hitting their stride and became one of the most sought-after polka bands of the decade. Playing anywhere from 160 to 170 performances a year, the band logged an enormous amount of miles from all the road work that would take them from their home base of Chicago to various venues on the East Coast, Mid-Atlantic, Upper Midwest, and beyond. Tours to Poland and Europe are also part of the yearly itinerary. In the fall of 1969, 5 members of the Versatones left the group, including Lenny Gomulka, who had been served his papers for military service. As Eddie Błaszczyńczyk was busy reorganizing the Versatones, another band in the local Chicago area began to take shape. Pop artists James Seals and Dash Crofts released a song on their 7th album that reached number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 4 on the adult contemporary charts in the summer of 1975. It became one of the Tones' signature songs when they recreated it in polka style. Off the 1976 album, 200 Years of Polka Music, here is Full Circle with the Tones arrangement of We'll Play For You.
Shining and the microphone is on. I'll play for you. So many will be the blessings and so short will be the time. I'll play for you. I'll always stay with you. I love you, yes I do. I sing every song just for you. Hear the band, hear the band. Won't you let the music take you hear the band? And let this night go on forever. Don't you ever stop the music, hear the band. And I've come a long, long way just to play for you. So I write but a song, have written in many ways just to say to you. I love you, yes I do. I'll always be with you. I'll sing my song of love just for you. Hear the band, hear the band. You can sing and stomp your feet and clap your hands. And these few moments we'll share together. And I'll always play for you. Hear the band.
Concertina and reed player Wally Maduja had been an intricate part of various bands in the Chicagoland area, including Jim Pietrantczyk's Polka Sharps, Little Wally, Marion Lush, and Eddie Błaszczyńczyk's Versatones. He would become the organizer and later the manager of this new band. With the accordion talents of Richie Sendra, along with his own concertina work, the Tones would be the first polka band to utilize these 2 keyboard instruments in tandem, a concept that is used by many polka bands today. Richie would also come to be known as the foundation for the innovative sound of a strong left-hand bass, along with a smooth bellow shake. The Tones would start out as a local wedding band playing the usual cover songs, and they would occasionally pour in at local venues and lounges in the Chicagoland area. Most of the time, they would start out by playing pop music until a polka was requested, and then that's when the real party would start. Coming up next is Full Circle with the Tones arrangement of a melody with German roots and first heard with Polish lyrics by the late Joe Pat Pietranczyk of Chicago and his orchestra. Here is When We Met.
Złotaj zachodziłem, śpiewki zaśpiewałem. Ja byłem młodym chłopakiem. Wesołe czasy ja miałem. La 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 zabawie się widziałem, jak cię przepoznałem, jak cię polubiałem. Kiedyś będziesz moją drogą, kiedyś będziesz moją żoną. Jak byłaś młoda dziewczyna, ty zawsze śpiewała i dziś mnie kochała. Ja to nigdy nie zapomnę. Kocham cię, dziewczę, serdecznie. Ula la, ula la, ula la, ula la, ula la, ula la, ula la 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 la, ula 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 la la la.
Each musician in the band contributed to the song ideas and arrangements that made up the Tones repertoire, and no sheet music was ever written. These were known in musical vernacular as head arrangements, which was also common practice among many jazz instrumentalists as well as polka musicians from the Chicagoland area. Somebody in the band would come up with a song idea, then the horn section would go off and work out their melody and harmony parts, while the rest of the band focused on the rhythmic areas. And once the whole band came back together, the magic would begin. The Tones took the next song from two different sources. One from a band from the East Coast, the Walt Orchestra, who called the song I Don't Want to Go Home Polka and used English lyrics. The other band was from right up the street, so to speak, the Naturals of Chicago, who played the melody as an oberek, used Polish lyrics, and called it I Won't Go Home Oberek. Here now, full circle with the Tones arrangement of I Won't Go Home Oberek.
Nie pójdę do domu, aż rano, nie pójdę do domu, aż będzie dzień, hej! Nie pójdę do domu, bo Katka jest sama. Nie pójdę do domu, aż będzie dzień. Nie pójdę z tej całej, bo mnie tu ubili. Nie pójdę do domu, aż będzie dzień.
As evidenced by several selections within the Tones repertoire, there was some Eastern-style influences in the band's music. Songs like Tutti Frutti, Why Not Hop, Mike the Lover, Czerwone Gadki, or Red Knickers, gave tribute to bands like Jim Pietranczyk, Walt Jaworski, the Connecticut Twins, and others. The Tones finally recorded and released their first recording from the heart of Chicago in 1972, and did the project at the studio of their former boss, Eddie Błaszczyk. Bel Air Records in those days was the promised land of record labels, with many bands from all over the country seeking to produce their own albums under this well-respected name. Eddie Błaszczyk, in the meantime, added to his Bel Air stable with the purchase of Ampo Records, home of bands like the Ampolairs, the Naturals, and still others. The Tones became one of the elite bands to record on the Ampo record label and would ultimately release 3 recordings. The Tones also took ideas from pop and country music to create their own arrangements, and in 1972, Karen and Richard Carpenter released one of their all-time hit songs, Top of the World, which would become Billboard's Hot 100 #1 hit for 2 consecutive weeks. The Tones saw the potential in doing this as a polka and recorded it on their second release of 1974 by the same name. And here now is Full Circle and the Tones arrangement of On Top of the World.